Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at the Dragoon MF Repro by Benchblade. Once again, a very rare HMS Beyblade from the plastic generation era. This one runs fairly expensive if you try to get a legit one, and thankfully Benchblade has made a one-to-one repro of this, so you can now get this for a reasonable price. If you guys haven't seen the previous videos where I've taken a look at Benchblade's other stuff, he has produced a decent amount of stuff at this point. Last video we took a look at Dragoon MS. He also has Dragoon MS, Dragoon MSUD, Shining God, and Bloody Devil. And we're taking a look at Dragoon MF as well in the next Benchblade video. So this one's kind of an interesting one because this is the last Dragoon Beyblade. So this one we don't actually see in the show, I don't believe. This one gets shown in like a single panel in the final chapter of the Beyblade manga.
So a quick interjection here. I had to go back and read the final chapter. So it seems like in the last battle where they're kids, they were both using Dragoon and Dragoon MF. But then when we see them skip to the future, their kids, so Kai and Tyson both have sons. They both end up using Dragoon and Dragoon MF, and Tyson and Kai as adults are shown using Dragoon MS and Dragoon MS. So kind of interesting that he passed on his most recent Dragoon onto his son, which is kind of cool.
They do sort of an age-up thing. Apparently people in Japan really didn't like the age-up. They did not want to see the characters aged up. But I don't know, kind of interesting. But this does come with some interesting parts. So the running core, this comes with the metal weight grip core, so kind of interesting. Overall, the aesthetic of this one is very cool looking, very interesting. I'll bring out the first Dragoon just so you can see how much the aesthetic of Dragoon changed over time. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this open. Again, if you guys want to grab one of these or any of the other repros, check out the link in the description or the pinned comment. Benchblade stuff is really cool. He has recolors for a lot of this stuff as well, which is dope. And you get basically everything that you need. So you've got the stickers. You've got the stickers for the case. You've got the sub parts. You've got a case. You've got a tool. All right, so there it is with all of the stickers. Looks pretty amazing. So this came out in summer 2004 in Random Booster 3, I believe. And then a later Random Booster came with a recolor of this as well, which is why you've got the two different support parts for the weight disc. So you've got the Chain Attacker, which is, I guess, the stock combo, and then you've got Eternal Survivor as well. So if you buy this, it comes with both. That way you can sort of mix and match. I'm not sure which one is better. I would assume that Eternal Survivor is probably the better one. The Chain one looks cool, but in practical application, I wouldn't expect that one would be very good. So let's go ahead and throw it all together. And there it is, all pieced together. Got the free spinning ring. Looks really cool. Let me go ahead and swap to the other one so you guys can see the other sub-attack ring as well. And there is the other one. This one does not free spin. This one has little tabs that keeps it from spinning. So if you want the free spinning, you could go with this one. If you want it fixed, you could go with this one. This one seems to line up a little better with the attack ring than this one. This one sticks out a bit. But for the sake of the video, we'll go ahead and swap it over to the other one. So comparing it to the first Dragoon release, we've got Ultimate Dragoon here. Obviously, Beyblade changed a lot from the beginning to the end of the first generation. This is the first that you sort of see in the manga that has sort of the modern Dragoon design. This is a Grip Attacker. Aesthetically, really cool looking Beyblade. One that I never owned, once again. Some of the random boosters got really expensive, even towards the end. Like if you were outside of Japan at the time, this stuff just wasn't super easy to get. There's a lot more options to try to track down stuff from Japan now. I mean, eBay existed and so did proxy services, but they've gotten better over time. So very interested to try this out. Let's go ahead and take it to the stadium and give it a test launch. So once again, if you guys are not familiar with HMS, they are dual spin, all of them. So you can dictate that basically by the launcher. You don't have to switch anything on the blade. You just pop it in or out the different direction of the launcher, and that dictates the spin direction. So I've heard that right spin is better for this one. So we'll go ahead and try it in right spin. First test launch. All right, looks pretty balanced. Let's go ahead and throw it up against Dranzer. So we've got it in its stamina mode. Yeah, okay. Hey. All right, and let's go ahead and try Dragoon in left spin. It tried. Now, the Benchblade Repros are made out of a stronger plastic, so weight-wise, they're still basically one-to-one with the originals. However, they are stronger, and Benchblade has said that these could battle against Beyblade X, so I'm curious if Dragoon can beat out Wizard Rod. All right, Wizard Rod in 160 Hexa. Yeah, let's go. That was the first battle too. That's so good. All right, so that is Dragoon MF. We're gonna be taking a look at Dragoon MF in an upcoming video as well, but if you guys are interested in getting into HMS, the Benchblade Repros are a great place to start. Like I said, you can basically get all of this stuff from Benchblade, Dragoon, Dranzer, Shining God, Bloody Devil, Dragoon MF, Dranzer MF. There's a decent roster at this point, and they're all brand new, all injection molded, all within weight spec of the originals. Yeah, I really don't have anything bad to say. It's very cool that we're getting HMS Repros at this point, and that they are as good as they are. So if you guys have been interested in HMS in the past and just haven't ever gotten into it, now's a great time. It's going to be substantially more affordable than trying to buy the old ones, and you're not having to deal with the potential of 20-year-old plastic breaking on a very expensive Beyblade. So yeah, link will be in the description for Benchblade, as well as the pinned comment again if you guys want to check out his stuff. And I'm curious what you guys think of HMS, sort of the precursor to Metal Fight. This was sort of like the first attempt moving into that direction, and they did a lot of things right. In fact, like aesthetically, I like HMS more than Metal Fight. I just think they look better. They look so cool. I think it's a good hybrid between Metal Fight and Plastic Gen, where it still had these really dynamic looking shapes and colors. And stickers obviously make a huge difference in these. There's just so much going on with the designs of them. I think HMS is definitely like peak aesthetic Beyblade. It takes the shapes of the original series and just adds more metal to them, adds more oomph to them. and it's condensed enough that like it doesn't feel like there's any empty space. Like it feels intentionally, I don't know, aesthetic. If that even makes sense. I don't know. I just like the way they look. They look sick. So yeah, we'll be taking a look at Dragoon MF in an upcoming video. And if you guys are interested in more HMS content, like combo videos or stock battles or anything like that, this is one of the few exceptions where I would like be totally down with doing stock battles, just because a lot of this stuff I've never touched. I had like a handful of HMS Beyblades, like towards the end of Plastic Gen, and then getting into collecting in like the early days of the WBO, but I never had any of the rare stuff. Like I had a couple recolors that I guess were a little uncommon, but like I never had Shining God, never had Bloody Devil, never had Dragoon MF or Dragoon MF. They were just, they were too expensive even back then for me. So yeah, that's all I've got. I could ramble about this stuff for hours. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like, subscribe if you guys haven't already for future Beyblade content, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, Wizard Rod and 160 Hexa. Yeah, let's go. That was the first battle too. That's so good.